All right, welcome back to Day Traders. It is a beautiful and sunny day today here in PA. And I hope you're out there enjoying this beautiful afternoon of what we call life. And if you haven't, take a second, take a minute. It could be thankful, be grateful. That being said, let's get into today's trade recap. Friday, I was busy. Crazy day. I ended up losing 300. Not a bad day, just very early on some entries. Right idea, wrong timing. And that's why we talk about being right or wrong from the right place. So that being said, given today, off morning open, we did um, break up, dip a little bit, find a base, continue to push up. Matt was looking long. He had a scalp, and then we broke down. He took part of this. I tried to catch a retest of this level, thinking, all right, maybe we might come back up, retest this 725 that we couldn't get above in the Asian London session, and we never retested and just gone. And I wasn't going to try to chase this, not knowing when your floor. I thought maybe here, but didn't want to fire. Thought MHP, but we were still breaking down with a lot of momentum on teal. Thought about this range. Once we based and pushed, we broke down. I didn't want to take this first entry off of MHP. Just want that confirmation and not be a fake out. That way it doesn't break out and just crushes back down, as this can happen. We reclaimed the MHP, this 396 level, and once we got up right in here, I put a buy in, thinking, all right, we'll probably retest this a little bit. Like, I'm going to get wicked in. Nothing. I thought about in here, and I'm like, dude, I don't want to chase this middle while the TTM looked good on the 1 minute. The 5 was just turning like, this is almost impossible to catch. This is a 1 5 minute candle. This is from 278 to 5. It's like 250, 60, 70 point. Like, this is, if you're offside, like, you're done on this. So that was hard to catch. I didn't catch any of that, and then was patient. Thought we could break down here. Thought about trying to buy this, but just didn't love it. And then once we based, because I didn't have confluence on the majority of the time frames. Up here when I bought, I had confluence from the 1 minute to the 30 minute, pretty much. We're all teal or green, and I originally did want. This was like the Asia high. Let's go over. Yeah, sorry, New York Open. I wanted the New York Open like 4 hour mid range for my buy, but like we were not retesting and on anything here on a lot of these moves. So in the back of my mind, I'm just like, you've missed two entries that were big runners because you were waiting for that retest, and that's part of my rules because you can get faked out. So I took it a little bit earlier. I wanted to take this level right here, which would have been the smart thing to do. But I took right up here. We pushed through this key level, rejected, and started to push again after not getting through. And I'm like, all right, they want to push to this upside. I was targeting this 824 range, which would have been about a 100 point move. I was in drawdown a decent amount. I did have my stop loss at a nice level below this New York Open. Right down in here where we sort of held and, rejected in this range beforehand. So felt comfortable with that. Ran one instead of 2 to 3 today just because of how volatile, and 250.5 minute candle is very volatile. So not wanting to be crazy off sides. Took about 43 points, and I did have a violation on this Apex account. And I'm starting to see I don't love them. As Matt and people talk about how they've been denying payouts, things of that nature. Their rules are insane. And this account, I've kind of had a bad streak the last week and a half where I haven't been profitable on this one account, and you need like a $50 day every like 10 days or 15 days, and I haven't the last like 10 days. So I had a strike, and they're like, "Oh, your account, like it's not inactive. I'm fucking trading the account. I'm just losing on it." Like, so I took a trade day. That's why I took the 43. I would have exited up here. I would not have held all this. But then I swapped accounts, and then went for short a little bit early. Like, we weren't even purple on the TTM on the 1 minute. We were leveling out. Like, we were just getting into it, and we just never broke down. Once we failed this level for the second time, and we were starting to level out, the 5 minute was relatively like deep into purple. If we go to where I entered, look at the five, like we're deep into purple. So like that's kind of what I was banking on, and this was the this is Matt's like bull zone, bear zone, where the top and bottom. So I'm like, we're up like at this point. We're up like 700 points since the morning, and I'm like, are we gonna continue to grind up? Like, we could. Like, there's days where we do this, but I had confluence on about 2 or 3 time frames. Nothing crazy. Kind of a C plus B setup. I did have a tiger stop. Nothing crazy. It was 50 points, so I kept it above this level and got stopped out right here. Was thinking, all right, we fail here, we're failing. I was gonna go for this range in here, but if you look back, blue, green, yellow, we're still bullish. We're not crossing. Don't take that short. So that's on me. So I ended up having a break even day. I took like $90 on the other account. I lost like 111 on this, and then I got like $20 back here. You see we're leveling off. We're not breaking higher. We were into red on the TTM, so I was like, all right, let me be a little bit cautious. But we can expand and keep expanding. You look at the 5 minute. We're deep into purple. The 10 minute. We're starting to get deep, so I'm like, all right, like, again, up 800 points. We're going to keep grinding up. We could. Given these bullish days. So I felt comfortable taking that. My stop was just above the New York high. So I never would have got stopped out. Like, I'd be about break even right now. No, I'd still be a little bit underwater. This was the last, like, 45 minutes. So my stop was, like, above this range in here. Or actually, no, the New York high was here. So yeah, I probably would have been stopped out. I had it tighter. I wasn't gonna let it go crazy against me, given just being 1-1 on the day and such a bullish day overall. So I was gonna target just like nothing crazy. Even here, like that's a nice 50 points, 100 points. Just get you a little. Given like this is crazy. So we start breaking down, and I'm like, you know what? I was doing a couple other things, and I'm like, I'm 1-on-1 the day. We're very bullish, as you see. We can continue to grind up as we have. Let's be smart, even though even though I was talking about in our group about letting these plays play out and not intervening to mess with the data. But, at times the whole thing, because the system says so, if the trade's not broken, continue to hold it. But given just how the day was, I was like, you know what, we're gonna trail our stop and take some green, because I'm break even, on the day, and just not let it go crazy against me and be dumb. So I trailed stop, and we immediately pushed. So I took like 10 points. Again, pretty much like straight break even on the day, up about $90-$100 on one account, down the same on another. Still up 1,100. That account I lost on like 350. And then I'm down like 750 on the other account. This third one that I took the 43 points on. So that's about it. I mean, pretty much you just. Today was one of those days where you could have just bought at any time, and been fine, which, you know, it's kind of crazy, which doesn't always happen in days where I've tried that. I've been off sides and been caught in things like this, so I was just cautious with that and just giving the volatility with the war. The war's back on. We're grinding up, like, you know. So, not a great trade day, not a bad trade day. It was overall, like, this was a good setup on that first entry I took in this range on the other account. And then, you know, C plus B. I'd say a little bit above average setup here. Nothing crazy. We were at a key level. We're at a range where I think we're going to fail. So, you know, you do have to fire. I kept a tighter stop. Not really tight. It was 50 points. It was just, I'm not going to run 2, 3, you know, actual cons when we're this bullish. I'm running a filler now. My rules do say on feelers run 20 to 30 point stops, which I probably should because it's a feeler, but you want to give yourself some room on these trades. So stuck to the rules. I mean, you could argue that should have had 30 points, not 50 on that feeler. But outside of that, like traded well, mitigated risk well. Myself in terms of emotion, you know, I was a little pissed at this. I did take a break, walk away for about half hour, came back, and I saw this setting up. So I'm not mad that I took this or that, like, especially this when we have confluence on 4 of our time frames. That's telling you, like, I probably should have sized up to 2 to 3 on this, but given the day, wasn't going to. So pretty much break even on the day, up on one account, down a little bit on the other that we're still positive on. Be back for Asia and London tonight. More so Asia. I assume, just given how they mostly run, we're up 800 points. Asia's going to give back. So I'd be looking short side in Asia, at least to, I would say this rank, because like this to me seems to be fair value. Over the last, this is what, like week, like this is pretty much your fair value. So I would think we retest here somewhere in this range for the day today. So all that being said, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Stay up, stay blessed, stay positive. Make it happen. Peace.